Welcome back to the Chop Shop. This is Aaron,
And I'm Damon.
and we have Sean here again. Sean,
Welcome
introduce
back,
yourself to
buddy.
the
Good to be
to the
back.
folks.
Yeah, good to be back in the mix here.
Hell yeah. We're all repping. Everybody's repping their teams. We made sure to organize it to where everybody's going to be picking their own teams. Kind of prefaced it a little bit last week, but just to introduce the episode, it's the official mock draft. Well, the first mock draft.
The what we would do mock draft.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
all decisions are going to be what we would do. If there's like a team where they're like clearly going a certain direction, maybe like what I would do given that direction. But for the most part, it should be like what you think the team should be doing.
Yeah, kind of preface Sean on the whole thing. We already got our order selected and everything. So everybody's got their personal team. And then we did, order. We're all picking about the same amount of teams. But yeah, do we have anything before we get started? I mean, anything that's been going on?
I'll just say it feels good to be in power of the Steelers here in this moment. I'm just going to take it in because, this is a situation where this is a decision that I can make, in the moment here. We'll see if on draft night, if I see something that I like in that day, but today
Yeah.
we're going to see something that I like because I can make this decision here for us.
Your Steelers draft fan fiction to start off the
Right.
year before you get disappointed again, probably. I feel the same way with the Chargers. Like they're going to take like Falk or something and I'm going to be pissed. But not in this here mock, they won't be.
And the wonderful thing about this too is if they don't go in the direction that you wanted them to go in, you have no proof that what you would have chosen wouldn't have been perfect. It's like,
I mean, yeah, honestly.
So true.
I mean,
I
even
always
if
just
the
kinda-
guy's a bust elsewhere, it's like, well,
right? Like, no,
it
he
wouldn't
would have been different here. Is the
No,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah. Because he was a scheme fit here.
Ex-
Yeah, that changes. He's totally getting a second contract here. But so I mean, we got anything before we kick this off, or
I just wanted to say a couple things. We talked about doing 2 rounds. We decided just one's best. After the first round, it just gets messy, and
yeah,
maybe we'll do something for fun for the second round, but
right.
nothing serious really. And then also we discussed trades. It was open the whole time, but even just before we were getting ready to start this, we kind of just shut that down because it adds another
Also
completely
gets messy.
Yeah, exactly. It gets too messy. It's another element that, can be completely crazy. You won't expect it. I didn't expect the Jags going after Travis Hunter so crazy,
Yeah, honestly, that was a super surprising draft night moment, but
It made sense after they did it, but I mean,
kind of not, man. I mean, like, not to get sidetracked before the mock. I hated when it like ruined his
Yeah.
value, man. Like
yeah,
now, even if he's like a lockdown corner, it's like, okay, he spent 2 firsts for a corner.
that's true.
And your second corner is fucking. I don't even know who their second corner is anymore. Did they
But
get that
that's-
Buster guy that I threw in the chat talking
Oh,
to BJ?
Yeah,
I can't
forget.
remember,
But yeah, it just makes it too messy. So we're gonna go with 1 round, no trades, and yeah, I guess we can get started here. On the clock.
all right. As I learn how to use this again, hold on a second. So
This is
we all know who's
exciting.
going to be the first overall pick, and that's who I get. I get the old firstie. Let me see if. Oh, okay. I got to start draft.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. No big deal. So most people just kind of breathe through Fernando. I'm gonna have a little preview of me talking about the Raiders. I'm gonna use my time while I have it, and damn it, y'all are gonna listen. I started watching football again and following the Chargers in 2015. So like, it's been roughly 10 years of watching the Raiders drafts, and it's been like historically bad. I just wanted to like go through these first round picks since 2016. So like they got Khalil Mack and Amari Cooper the 2 years before that, which is like also funny. But 2016, Carl Joseph, decent player, whatever happened. 2017, Gary and Conley, big nothing. 2018, Colton Miller, he's been fine. He's been on for a while. Then after that, it's Cleveland Farrell at 4, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Abram in 2019. 2020 is Henry Ruggs, Damon Arnett, Alex Leatherwood in 2021, and then in 2023 they take Tyree Wilson. Truly a legendary run of first round picks from the Raiders. And then the last couple of years they've made two really good picks, Brock Bowers and Ashton Genty. And real quick, the Cleveland Farrell one was like one of the biggest reaches of all time. And I also just wanted to go over the defensive linemen that were picked after Cleveland Farrell this draft, which famously they passed on Josh Allen, who was like getting mocked to them like crazy. He ends up being really good. They pass on him. But in this draft, the other first round defensive linemen were Josh Allen, Ed Oliver, Rashawn Gary, Christian Wilkins, Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Jeffrey Simmons, and then Jerry Tillery. I think that's just incredible. What an incredible time. Unfortunately, the Raiders are finally making good draft picks, and I can no longer prey on their downfall because they're getting Indiana hero. None of us can really talk too much shit about the guy when he's on the Raiders, and I'm going to hope that he's going to be good, so I can't hate on them as much as I have been in the past. So I got all that out of my system. Y'all have drafted horribly. I'm glad you're not doing it anymore, Fernando Mendoza.
You're such a hater. Like, I'm just sitting here dying, man.
Good, dude.
And I'm not gonna
I needed
lie.
to get that off my chest. Like, bro, dude, how terrible is that run, man?
Oh, it's awful.
Really
and to
bad.
the people that don't know you personally, I think you only had that pulled up on your phone just to make absolutely sure. I think you could have recited that from memory.
No, I looked it up earlier today, and I wanted to like I had them all, and it's just been so long that they just have been missing on these guys, and they're just
Yeah.
like historic. Like within the past 10 years, are like some of the worst first round drafting teams in the league, and
Yeah.
they went through that rebuild with like Amari Cooper and Khalil Mack, and they drafted like the worst guys during that run. Josh Jacobs was nice, but then they let him go. But anyway,
Well, it was funny. I had some hope when you were naming some defensive players, and I was like, okay, so offensive linemen that haven't really worked out too. Well, at least Brock Bowers. I mean, so it's like playmakers is where they make the right move. So maybe this they can't miss when they're drafting
honestly,
quarterback number one. But then I remember Henry Ruggs, so
Well,
that place
no,
also
I'm
doesn't
even.
apply. But
and he was
he
sick,
had the
man. Like,
talent.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say about that. Is like you can't like the whole
Truly see
horrible
it out.
incident completely removed. Like he was looking pretty decent about it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
more than just busts. It's reaches. It's guys they didn't want to give second contracts to that were better.
yeah.
It's players that just like were good and flamed out for some absurd reason or whatever. Like it's just one of the worst and unluckiest runs in first round drafting.
Pretty bad.
Damon Arnett too. Like that guy was like a day 3, like not day 3. He was like a 2-3 guy.
And I understand that there's hesitation with Mendoza at 1 overall, in terms of, there's always a generational tag, whenever a guy's your first overall quarterback. And, people say that there's not that like one trait or, he doesn't have that crazy arm talent. He's not like, a magician in the pocket, nothing like that.
Sure.
But I think he's just I think he's a professional at the end of the day. He seems like a good dude. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I think he's a student of the game, and I think he's going to take his position very seriously, and he's always going to put his best foot forward. That's what I like about him. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes. But yeah, anybody
Plus,
else
like
have anything
dropping
on
him
him?
into a big 3 of him, Ashton Genty, and Brock Bowers with the new center and Tyler Linderbaum. Like I think that can be really good right out the gate.
Yeah,
So
I think so.
your play call.
Yeah, new play caller. We'll see, man. I like it. I'm excited for him. Anybody else have anything on him? Alrighty. I'll move on then. I'm not
Already
gonna
over his
overthink
pick.
this one. I've been overthinking this one for a little bit, man. I think a lot of y'all out there are also overthinking this one a little bit. At the end of the day, I really do think that the best person or the best actual pure football prospect in this entire draft is Arvell Reese. And I think that's exactly why the Jets are going to take him at 2 and why I would take him at 2 right now. Because Aaron Glenn is already kind of fighting for his life.
Yeah.
And I understand that there's the whole question mark regarding Arvell Reese, in terms of what he's actually going to play? You know, is he going to be, you know, more of a linebacker, more of a, you know, edge rush type guy? I don't necessarily know. I don't even know if they have the answer to that, but I think they just know that he's going to be very good at football at the end of the day. So, yeah, I mean, Arvell Reese at 2. I don't have a whole lot necessarily other than just the fact that, you know, Aaron Glenn's going to want a guy uh, that he's going to be able to like help elevate that defense. Yeah. I thought about Caleb Downs here as well for kind of a similar
Oh
reason.
my goodness.
Kind of
I
wild.
love that because you're doing what you would do and you're just being like positional value be damned, but that would be an awesome second overall pick on draft night if it happened.
Mainly because Caleb Downs is just built different and like he kind of can affect every bit of your defense. You know, he helps out on the run game. That's actually kind of one of his strong suits. But I just think at the end of the day, Arvell Reese is just. Uh, it kind of is putting in positional value a little bit, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. You guys got anything on him?
Sean,
All I can
anything?
think about is my pick.
I like the Arvell Reese thing as because it's almost like the Travis Hunter thing last year. It's like he's got these 2 real homes. You get 2 shots at making a really good player, but then you don't have to double the snap count, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Commander
not
that he has.
necessarily.
So for
It's
sure, Arvell
not.
Reese.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. My
Okay.
bad.
No, I think you said that. I just wanted to make sure before I commit to it.
Gotcha.
Anything else
Cool.
on old Reese?
No.
Sean, what are you thinking for the Cardinals?
Pick of my mock draft, we've got the
Yeah.
Arizona Cardinals, who are in need of quite a few positions, I'd say, but we're going to focus here on
Throw a dart at the
protecting.
depth
We're going to focus on protecting our quarterback, Jacoby Brissett,
Oh
the
my God.
unquestioned starter. We're going to
Nobody
focus on
doubts it.
protecting him with the top offensive lineman in this draft, Francis Mauigoa, I believe is how you
Maui
say it.
Noah.
Yeah. Yeah. Maui
Uh,
Goa.
I was looking into a lot of the offensive linemen within this draft, and it very much appears that he is the unquestioned tackle. I mean, like him and Spencer Fano seem to be kind of one and the same, kind of just depends what you're looking for. But
Yeah.
being that he kind of has some potential maneuverability as well, looks like he'll probably just be starting pretty immediately at right tackle for that group, but has some potential that he could shift around the line as well. Because I think that he actually has a past where he maybe in his first year was starting at left tackle, but he could even shift inside. So just get a guy on the offensive line who can hopefully be a staple for a long time to come when they do end up figuring out a longer term solution
Yeah.
at quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with this decision. I've seen a lot of mocks where people will bypass the tackle here at 3, get one at the start of the second since it's so deep. But I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel as if the class is so weak that a lot of those like second round dart throws probably just aren't going to end up there. Don't fuck around with it. Just take the tackle. I think that's completely reasonable. If they wanted to wait, I could see that too. There's a lot of really solidifying pieces on defense. Styles, Bain, Bailey, like any of these 4 could be awesome and a real staple for the defense. But I think you're right to shore up the offensive line. And I think most rebuilds want to do that too.
Yeah, for
Yeah, and I
sure.
tell you right now, like if Reese was available, he's being picked, but he's not available going to the Jets.
I was worried too. I was thinking he might take Bain too, and then I'd have to be the guy to like decide whether or not Reese is going to the Titans on 4. But
Yeah. I'm curious here, Sean. Was this one that
Mhm.
you thought about trading?
So honestly, this was one where being that it's so high in this draft, I could see there being a lot of pre-draft wanting to trade potential.
Yeah.
I don't know if during the draft they're going to get
Yeah.
as many looks in the same sort of way, but I think that this would be a pick that I'm absolutely shopping around if I'm the Cardinals. Like it just makes too much sense not to, just based on kind of how this draft is set up. I would be if I'm in that Cardinals front office, I'm thinking that this would be the pick out of all of the different picks that they have this year. Because I don't think that they have, they've got a couple late round picks. Like I think they have just kind of a typical draft order, just
Yeah.
first, second, third. Like I think they just go down the board. So I could see them wanting to trade back in this spot. I know that they're a team that's potentially looking at Ty Simpson. So they could potentially trade back here, get themselves some more positioning within the draft to potentially pick their quarterback and maybe a later offensive lineman as well. So 100%, I could see them potentially trading back, but right now we're grabbing our guy.
I could totally see them trading back in this situation, like during the draft as well, especially because I feel like Reese, Bain, and Bailey are all considered like a top tier edge rushers
Yeah.
in this class, and they're all like drastically different. I could see a team
Yes.
waiting to see who the Jets take and then trading up to potentially get like their guy here because everyone has talked about the Cardinals before, like with Paris Johnson, they traded backs and then traded back up to get the guy that they wanted. Like, maybe they do it again. I think that's crazy to do twice, but you never know.
And that's kind of, the justification for that second pick too is, these are all, pure edge rushers for sure, but they're all just like
Mhm.
such a specific style. Arvell Reese is just that phenom. But so now
Anything else?
we got anything else on Malagoa? Okay.
I'm good. But speaking
Damon
of
back up.
different styles, I've been fantasizing about this pick since free agency started, since the window opened. I loved all the moves the Titans make. I see a lot of Jeremiah Love, and I'm not against that per se. I see Ruben Bain or David Bailey both being good options. I'd probably prefer Bain with a solid defense, but I think he needs Fred Warner, and I love Styles to the Titans. Sucks that I love this more to the Giants. I just don't. This is just the guy I would take. He's my favorite guy in the class, and that's who I'm grabbing.
Yeah. And here, honestly, another one that I'm not gonna. Well, I actually will for a couple
You
seconds
gonna
here, sit here and
overheat
overthink
about
a
it for a
little bit.
moment? Yeah, you taking, buddy?
Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this a little bit. If this specific person fell here, not that thought that they would go any higher. I know that, you know, they've been touted around a little bit as like he's the pick of the draft, but I'm taking Caleb Downs here. I guess
I love that.
I I just think there's a lot of vibe changes coming to the New York Giants next year, and I hate that I'm using that for my justification for the pick, but I just think it just I don't know. I like it so much. He transforms that defense. You got Harbaugh coming in. You've got Neighbors who's going to be able to play with Jackson Dart this year. I mean, is Cam set to play like right away?
I think he's gonna be. I'm pretty sure. I really don't know, but I think he
Yeah.
will.
But yeah, I mean, at some point this season will play.
Yeah.
But, I think there's just this new era of the New York Giants that are approaching right now. And I think that it's crazy not to pick Caleb Downs here and have him be a part of that because he's the best safety prospect we've seen in a long time. And I mean, Harbaugh needed his Kyle Hamilton.
He's done it
He's,
before, man.
yeah. So I think it's time to pick Caleb Downs here.
I think even like with like positional value stuff too, like how valuable is like a full blown leader on your defense, which like he
Yeah.
totally is and will be. I think he's more than worth a pick this high.
100%.
Love it.
Sean, how you feel about it?
I like it a lot. I think that the Giants Titans ones there are kind of the ones where Giants would be happy with either of those picks, I think, if either were to fall to them. And I say fall like they're not the fifth pick, but
You're right.
I think that they would be very satisfied with getting a leader on their defense like Caleb.
Alrighty, who you thinking for these Browns division rival?
Yeah, so for the Browns, I'm going to go ahead and pick a guy that I'm scared to go up against on defense from the Steelers' perspective, and that's going to be the best route runner in this draft, Carnell Tate. We're going to go ahead and snag a
Ooh,
playmaker. We're going to
spicy
get our
take.
wide receiver one. Sorry, Jerry Judy. But we're going to get our wide receiver one, and we're going to try to give Shadur some weapons here that he can work with. The tight end position's looking very solid. So let's fill out that wide receiver room a little bit more. I'm a big Cedric Tillman guy, to be 100% honest. Like, I
There's no
love
way.
the potential of Cedric Tillman, but I don't see, you know, being that he's got some injury history as well, I don't see him taking the leap. And I definitely don't see, again, no disrespect, but I don't see Jerry Judy taking any sort of level up. So let's go ahead and grab a top wide receiver in this draft.
Both of those guys are people that have been kind of like they've been like trying to hit the button like for a couple of years now and just haven't become really anything. So I totally get that. You said Carnell Tate, right?
Yes, sir.
Aaron might have a thing or two to say about best route runner in the draft, but that's neither here nor there. What do you think, Aaron? You think that's the pick?
Yeah, I actually like that. You know, you got to get whoever's going to be throwing the ball somebody to throw
Whoever.
to. And I think filling out that offense with him and Fannin as well. Yeah, I think this is a good pick. I like it, especially you got Monken coming in. Yeah, I think it makes sense for sure.
Some
Man,
solid edge rushers there.
oh my dude, I fully came to this mock draft prepared to take Jeremiah Love here and to cut the bullshit, but, like, I really thought Ruben Bain was gonna go faster than this, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a bit conflicted. What do you guys think I should pick? If I'm picking between one of these 2 guys, or even if you think Bailey's the real guy, who do you think should be on Washington?
Well, I do want to just start by saying I did accidentally throw you a smoke screen when we talked about Ruben Bain
I was
because
wondering if you were doing that,
I
man.
didn't mean to do that. I genuinely thought about taking Bane until a couple days ago, and then
Man,
I
So
just
funny.
started to stop overthinking it.
you're
But
like, "Wait a minute, am I getting got by the offseason? Am I getting Ty Simpson? Dan in my
I
ear?"
it really just goes down to match up whatever your defensive scheme's going to be with these edge
True.
rushers. Right? This
Trying
is
to
Might
have
not
a
about where his
necessarily have
ADP
the
is.
I do feel like Bane's like an elite edge rusher, and I think they need a lot of stuff on defense. It makes a lot of things easier when you're able to get this guy in. I'm gonna take Bane to Washington.
Mm.
New Orleans Saints, I believe Aaron is up.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, Chase Young did have a pretty good year, but that room's just not enough for me, and I'm taking David Bailey here,
I agree.
you
And, I
know?
think Staley likes his fast guys too like that.
Yeah, I think I'm taking David Bailey here. I know that the Kamara downturn is gonna happen at some point. Jeremiah Love, it would be a great pick there, and, it's kinda crazy to pass it, but yeah. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
taking I'm
no,
taking David
and they
Bailey there.
got, Achan now, so it's hard to take Love, and he's making his way down the board a little bit. How do you feel, Sean? How do you feel about the David Bailey?
love the pick, but being that I would have picked him for the Chiefs too, it's also painful to see. But I think that that is the right pick for the Saints there too. You mentioned Chase Young. I think that it only helps to get some more depth in there so that you can just
Exactly.
keep the rotation strong. The thing that I feel like I've noticed with Chase Young is he works better in a rotation. The dude just needs to be high energy, needs to be involved, like involved maybe in spurts. So I think that having a good rotation and some more depth with getting David Bailey's.
Yeah.
Alright.
Now, with that
So
being
what
said,
do
I
you
guess I'm on the board.
Yeah, where are they
With
gonna go? There's a pick screaming out to me right now. It's been in a lot of mocks, I think.
yeah, so I think I think that I know who you're looking at as well. Uh, if it's Mansour Delane is who I'm thinking in this case.
Okay.
Being the cornerback room has kind of taken a massive hit recently. Let's go ahead and get that cornerback depth back up there and go ahead and snag the best cornerback debatably in this draft.
Yeah, second best cornerback in the draft to the Chiefs as of Tennessee's pro day a couple days ago. They get the second best one. That's good. That's still good
Man.
though, I mean, like, it's not the best, but it's still good. No, he's awesome. He's probably even better than McCoy. I'm backing my guy now that we've got some good news coming out of their pro day. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think this is a great pick. They lost multiple corners and like I mean you got to restock them. So you just reset the window and take the elite prospect that falls to you at 9. I think that's a good pick.
Love it. Man, that sucks.
I really didn't want to be in
That's
this
been my pick to
situation,
the
man.
Bengals, man. I've had that
Bengals need
solidified.
Dude,
they need the defensive help too.
they do,
Man.
and it's like, this is like a really reasonable pick, I think. And he's like a
It's
really
fine.
Dylan Thieneman. I think
Yeah.
he's a really versatile safety and could, you know, they went and got I think Brian Cook, and he's pretty solid, but he's not quite the prospect that Dylan's going to be. But I can't help but shake the allure of 40 points per game on Jeremiah Love on the Bengals. And, like, they need a running back for sure. Is it still
I
Chase Brown?
know.
And like, it's
Yes.
like but how irresponsible is that?
It's pretty bad.
Pretty
It's so
irresponsible.
irresponsible.
And is that not the Bengal way? Is that not how they do this shit?
Goodness.
It's funny
No,
because
dude,
like
you
I so
can't.
agree that it's the Bengal way, but yeah, it would be
You're right.
malpractice.
Yeah, and it's straight up, it's just not what I would do. I would try to shore up the defense. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Thieneman here. That might be a little high at 10, but I really think he is like a, if you don't have a generational safety in your draft class, top safety in the class type guy, and I have no problems taking him at 10 too to transform that defense. Another guy who I
And
also finds a really good like leader and can really transform shit there. Which brings us to the
and
Dolphins at 11.
I just want to
Man,
back that pick up real quick to say that while it might seem like a reach, I think based on how our draft has fallen, that just has to be the pick there. That I think that they would
Yeah.
have had in maybe the way that the draft might fall on draft night, they might have more of a defensive option to pick and choose from. And by pick and choose, maybe they'll just have David Bailey or maybe they'll just have Ruben Bain, easy
Mhm.
picks. But I think that with the way that this board has fallen, that they just have to go that route.
Right, and I think, like, Freeling, it's, like, pretty early, and for like, they're kinda developing that line a little bit more. Sadiq would be pretty early for that. They don't need another receiver, and the running back is just reckless. I feel like it's fine to get a player like that, but
yeah,
The
and
Dolphins.
here there really isn't a wrong answer, necessarily. This is one that I even thought about trading,
if
possibly.
only.
It just because like they could really build their entire roster out of this year's draft, and it might be as good as the roster is right now.
Honestly.
So it's like,
This
I
team's gonna be horrible next year, straight up.
this is genuinely really bad.
Unless
So
we get some, like, Brian Dable, Saquon moments with, Devon Achane, then maybe you pull something out, but this roster just looks horrible. You could really pick anybody here
yeah,
besides
at this
Duff.
point, really what I'm gonna go with, and I can't believe Jeremiah loves. Yeah, I'm not picking that here. That's the one
Of
wrong pick
course.
here, but kinda crazy how far he's fallen. At a certain point, you do want to make sure that you're gonna have some sort of weapon in the future, and I think that the Amon-Ra type receiver is in right now, it's in fashion,
Oh,
and
yeah.
why wouldn't you
Amon-Ra,
go
Jackson.
Amon-Ra part 2 and take Lemon here? I mean, why not? Um, uh you know, you're not wrong, this roster is terrible, so I'll take Lemon. This roster is gonna be terrible, you don't expect a whole lot out of it, but you know that if you can figure out that roster, by the time he gets to that second contract, you at least maybe can know that you have somebody for the future. I don't really see any other pick on the board right now that's gonna do a whole lot of difference on this team, so just grab a guy that you like.
I do feel like a receiver is like especially with the receiver that you're getting, like a slot guy who can get like high volume catches and targets. Like that's like the quickest way to really vamp up your team. So like
Yeah,
I agree with doing that. And
I think Amon-Ra was a big part of the reason why the Lions offense has had this transformation in the last 5 years.
I totally agree. That
Yeah.
plus what A-Chan will be for like, Gibbs or Montgomery. And you can really have a decent offense as long as Willis is half decent himself. I've seen some people mock like a line like Fano Freeling because again, a lot of rebuilds want to start in the trenches. But I think this is the easiest way to make some stuff work out early.
That's kind of where I'm at. Yeah, like because in taking a lineman here is fine. It's just number 1, it's nice to see that instant impact a player can have, and it's something to get excited about when you know that your team's gonna be dog shit, uh, and
Oh
you
my
don't really
god.
get that out of a lineman. I hate to be like that, but,
Right. It would feel
yeah.
like another year of like a terrible roster.
Yeah.
All right.
Now we are down to Dallas.
When I first started doing these mocks and I assumed that Arvariz was going to go too, I had this nefarious plan to have Jeremiah Love available for the Cowboys with Sean's pick here. I saw it coming with like the Bengals and the Washington, but when you started taking him at 2, I ended up taking him here at 7 and couldn't do it anymore. I'm glad it happened though. How you feeling, Sean? You think that's a good option? Or are we looking elsewhere?
Think it is a good option for them. I know that Javonte Williams sometimes has trouble staying healthy. Honestly, so I found this piece when I was doing a little bit of research before that the Cowboys' new secondary coach, Ryan Smith, back in his LSU days, he would recruit, and he actually recruited Mansour Delane in those days.
Man.
Now, the problem with that is he's already off the board. So, where that would have probably been my easy pick for the boys here, if he was still on the board, I literally took him with the Chiefs pick. So, kind of shot
Yeah, you
myself in the foot
did it
if I
to
was
yourself.
thinking ahead. But again, pick by pick here.
Yeah.
So, being that we're where we're at, being that Jeremiah Love has fallen to where he has, it is certainly tempting to pick him. But there's just a strong part of me that really, really kind of wants to just shore up that cornerback room still and go with Jamal McCoy.
Man.
Now, I know, like, I
That's a
think
good pick, man. I've been seeing it, like, and now he's like seemingly like healthy. Like he had a really good pro day, and so
Where did
I'm committing to
where did
Jamal
Javonte Williams'
McCoy.
contract end up, like ranking wise for running backs?
probably
Do
not
we have
too
an?
high, I would have to guess.
I think it was
I was
pretty
curious about
mid-tier.
that because that was just this off season, right? That he signed that.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he gave him another
3-year
year.
deal.
You said 3-year deal?
16. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
3-year
shit.
deal, 24 mil.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the one
I
reason
still would
I'm
pick Love
shocked.
too, though, because he's like a bruiser like that. Like that's exactly
Yeah.
how you'd want. But also, so you said you're gonna take McCoy right away. Also, Love.
Indeed.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're
No, I mean,
shoring up the
I love that.
cornerback room.
I've been super high on McCoy, even when it was an injury risk. I still would have taken him here just because I believe in the skill set at corner, and he just has a certain confidence with him.
Yeah. And Cowboys are very much in need of all of that. I like it.
Any thoughts on that, Aaron?
Are you taking Jeremiah Love?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it,
I
dude.
mean-
I'm truly thinking about it. Like, I know
This
that
would
they
be
have
crazy.
like Corum and Kyron and Corum are both awesome, and I really love that backfield. And like, if this wasn't just like a tremendous fall from Love, it would like obviously I wouldn't even be thinking about it. But like, what a luxury pick that would be for the Rams. And like, I thought about the Spencer Fano of it all, but McClendon, I forgot that like McClendon, well, not forgot, but I was kind of sleeping on like how good McClendon was over in replacement for Havenstein last year. So it's not really a need. He's there for another year. I was thinking about Jordan Tyson because I mean they're clearly shopping for a receiver right now, and I've apparently I've heard that they informed Devontae Adams that they were shopping him. Not that it's gonna happen, but they have talked about it.
I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, so man,
They should take another corner.
take Avion Terrell.
That would be
I
a
would
bit
not
of a
take
reach.
McCoy, but-
13, yeah.
Wow, I think Love is probably irresponsible, so I can't do that. Sadly.
Dude.
I think I'm gonna take Jordan Tyson. They can afford the risk. They got players there. They don't necessarily have to trade away Devontae right away, and they could let him get some reps. Just take it slow.
Dude, I'm taking Jeremiah Love, Ravens. And you got Declan Doyle, who's just got
Let's
this big
go.
job coming from the Ben Johnson tree that's just now starting. Yeah, Derrick Henry's there. Derrick Henry's old. I don't care. He had that fumble issue last year. He can share a backfield with somebody, especially if it's
Truly.
Jeremiah Love, man. That's crazy.
And how many more years do you get out of Henry anyway? That's preventing you from taking Love here to pair with Lamar Jackson. That would be nasty.
Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way that if he falls that low that the Ravens do not take him there. There's no way in hell. Absolutely
It's
not.
a pick, and as a Steelers fan, I'd be so
Let's
pissed about
go.
it.
Oh, you would. I know you would.
Dude, and this
I'd
is
be
so
pissed
so
Ravens
livid.
too, to just stick
Yeah.
at 14 and be like, oh, we'll just take whoever gets to it. The best
Yeah,
player
that's
in the
true, yeah.
draft. So Ravens, man.
That's crazy.
All right, Sean, you got the Bucks.
All right. Yeah, with the Bucks. So being that this has kind of fallen where it has, I'm really in a spot here where, like, I really don't want to go tackle too
Fano
much.
can play anywhere, though. By the way, like some people
Sure.
were trying him out at center at the combine.
Well, and I love that he's fallen this far, to be honest. I didn't think he was even going to be on the board, so he really wasn't even on my mind. I'm thinking maybe, no, honestly, like a part of me is almost thinking CJ Allen as well, being that linebacker room needs to be built out a bit more now.
Yeah.
Levante David gone.
That's
I think
good.
that
Yeah.
I'm
do
even
love
looking at
CJ
a
Allen though. So like, if you believe in CJ Allen, then it's never too early. But
well, and so to be honest, just to give my full, I'm even looking at Akeem Mesidor as well, as an edge rusher they could snag in to pair up with what's the young guy that they brought over that's not Hassan Reddick, who's not
oh,
really
young,
playing like
crazy,
younger, I guess. Yeah, he's not young now, but
bro.
I guess
Yank.
I'm comparing
But
him to
no, like,
Levante David in my head.
oh, that's a good point. I guess
Yeah.
David, a fucking fossil. So
Um,
I've been seeing a lot of Mesidor because like Bowles' seat's getting a little hot, and that's kind of like a win now edge. I could totally see that.
yeah. I think honestly though, just with the way that this has fallen, I'm going Spencer Fano. We're gonna go ahead and get the flexibility on the line.
Hell yeah,
I
I
like
like
that a
that.
lot.
And I think they have a couple guys who like haven't quite gotten to where they need to be as well. So I think having that option is going to
100%.
be good, and investing in Baker is good because you got him, and as long as he can stay upright, he's going to be good. The New York Jets.
Oh my goodness.
They took Arvel Reese to start off. I think the board is falling decently favorably for them.
Yeah.
I think you could possibly look at like a Sadiq here, but I also kind of want to see what's going on with who's that rookie? Mason. I think Mason Taylor.
Mhm.
I was thinking maybe uh Olavenga Yawane, I'm pretty sure is how you say his name,
You want
because
it,
they
yeah.
lost Yawane. Yeah, they lost Vera Tucker, and I think that they have a pretty decent O line, but you may as well. Been getting talked into like keeping a strength, and I think that I kind of believe in that as well. A little high. I can't take another safety in this mock. That'd be crazy. I think I'm gonna keep a strength and go with Yawane. I think that'll help out Gino the best if they really want to try to win with him.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good, smart, forward-looking move too.
Yes, definitely thinking for the future of Geno Smith.
This is fine for the Lions.
Yeah, I think I like how this
Mm.
falls for them.
Yeah.
How you feeling here? What do you what positions are you kind of thinking? I've been seeing a lot of Freeling to the Lions.
That's what I was kind of well, because Taylor Decker.
I've also seen a lot of Caden Proctor, who like people
Yeah.
also project can go inside, and that might be better for bust proofing the pick, but you get a lot more
Yeah.
athleticism out of Freeling.
Yeah, I think I'm going Freeling. There is temptation to maybe go with edge depth and just go crazy with Aiden and company, but you know, yeah, I like the Freeling pick. I'm gonna take Monroe Freeling.
Basically where he lands in every one of my mocks here. That would be the
Yeah.
chalkest chalk ever.
Yup.
Any thoughts, Sean?
Yeah, I have quite a few to be honest. I think that so this team very much could go defense here, and there's a lot of defensive guys that I could see them wanting to pick up here. But I can't lie that I am still looking at Sadiq as a potential option just to have a playmaker on the team. But I
I kind of like
think
that.
I really just want to go defensive line. But I was really not wanting to go edge. I was really wanting to go more interior defensive line. They've got Jonathan Allen, who's like in his 30s now, and then Javon Hargrave, which, hey, shout out. Steelers GOAT, Steelers legend. I love that guy. Wish he never left and that we paid him. But being that we didn't, he is also getting older now. I think he might actually be getting close to his 30s now, too. He might actually be older than Jonathan Allen now that I just thinking back at how long he's been in the league. So I'm going defensive line. I'm firm in that I want to go defensive line, and I think I want to go Clemson Peter Woods with this pick, which
I like
based on ADP feels like a reach, but based on need and position value, I am happy to take the first interior defensive lineman here, the 18th pick.
Yeah, it's like a bit of a reach, but I have been like eyeing him for the Panthers pick a little bit too to add some there. So I can totally see that pick happening, especially because it's really like a flavors thing for the interior defense in this one. Like a McDonald's is like a big run stuffer. Peter Woods is kind of like well rounded, but you never know if he's going to survive in that. Kristen has like a high like floor and upside, but
The thing
yeah,
with Peter Woods, I've been looking at him a little bit because he kind of aligns with what Dennis Allen I think is going to want. And one thing that's kind of poked out a little bit about him is that he's pretty quick. So, that's always a plus. And yeah, no, you're totally correct. It really each position in terms of like a lot of those defensive line positions in this draft, like they're good. There's a lot of, depth with how many, are in the draft, but they're all kind of specialized.
All right. I have the Panthers pick here. I didn't originally like this one. I was kind of sending Omar Cooper to the Panthers a lot because they have like the two outside guys, and I feel like adding a nice inside weapon in the slot with Omar Cooper, somebody who can like get yards after the catch too, does all the little stuff right. I feel like I wanted that, but I got talked into the Kenyon Sadiq. I think he just as easily can play into the slot. They have a lot of tight ends there that they like, but none that are like really that promising or somebody that's good enough that you wouldn't take a tight end round one with. I think Sadiq to the Panthers will be really fun, and you can spread him out into the slot all you need to if that's what he needs to do, and you get 2 chances at it.
Hey, gentlemen, I just want to
Yeah.
shout out something really quickly before we jump
Mm.
into the Panthers. I need to say something about the Peter Woods pick, and that is
Oh.
that I've been out of the loop, apparently, with some interior defensive lineman moves. The two guys that I
Oh.
mentioned have moved teams. And so
Yeah.
that pick, I love it even more now. Jonathan Allen is
I
on the
thought at least one of
Bengals.
them got let go.
Javon Hargrave's on the Packers. Literally two things that I had no idea happened. So
I
100% love the Peter Woods pick. That needed to be the pick there.
Yeah, absolutely. I like thought something happened. I was pretty sure that they lost him, but I couldn't remember how it went though. But
Both
yeah.
gone.
Aaron, do you
Sorry.
have the Cowboys pick?
Let's talk about
yeah, I do have Cowboys here.
That's a
I'm
McCoy.
actually I'm gonna go Akeem Mesidor. Just rip off the Band-Aid there. I just think they need to work on building out this defense. It was kind of anchored on a lot of secondary, other than Micah Parsons. A few
Right.
years back when it was a pretty good defense. A lot. They were known for having a good secondary. I think they need to build their defensive line out a little bit. They had no pass rush at all last year, and I mean, really just no defense. Were they the 32nd ranked defense?
I don't know. They were
I think they.
somewhere around there. I think they were
they
better once they got
There's them or
Williams, but for a while they
Yeah.
probably were.
Gotcha. Yeah, and
the Bengals.
yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think the Bengals did end up being the worst one, but yeah, regardless, bad defense last year. I think he just instantly upgrades them.
Plus, the Cowboys are always trying to win now. This will pair nice with the corner they got too.
Yep.
All right, Sean, time for the fanfic. Who are they going to get?
Let's go. This is exciting because honestly, I like how this board looks. In the case of CJ Allen is right there. I'm going to pick CJ Allen. It's going to be CJ Allen and Peyton Wilson for the long time to come. Sorry, Queen, but this is probably the last season that we'll have him. So CJ Allen with that pick. Ty Simpson there just gives me way too many Kenny Pickett flashbacks that it's just like, oh, well, we're at the 20-something pick. We got to pick a quarterback, right? So just pick the best quarterback available. Yeah, I'm not doing that. The only other thing that I could potentially see myself picking here is maybe Denzel Boston, just to keep adding some weapons to the team.
It'd
But
be like the tallest receiver room ever, probably, right?
yeah, legitimately. But being that CJ Allen is available, I'm very happy taking him there.
All right.
Nice.
I like getting a linebacker too. I'm a big CJ Allen guy. Yeah, big fan. Anything on that, Aaron?
No, I like it. I like the Denzel Boston pick here as well for sure. Good shout out there. I think both are definitely ones to consider. Really, just whatever you're wanting to build out right now.
Yeah, and I think like a good shout out here too is I've seen Caden Proctor mocked a lot to the Steelers too, and that's a pick that I wouldn't be upset about because he can kind of shift around as well. I just truly don't want them to again just go straight tackle again for like it's not the third year in a row, but because we went
It
Derek
feels
Carmen
like it,
last
though.
year. But yeah, with Broderick Jones, his injuries recently, Troy Fautanu's now injury free, and also, hey, everybody be on the lookout. Troy Fautanu's up next. He'll be an all pro if he stays healthy. I truly believe that.
He's a dog.
So I really want to avoid going tackle here, but Caden Proctor wouldn't make me mad if that ends up being what we choose on draft night.
Speaking of the guy, I really like him here for the Chargers too. Same deal. I would be okay if we took him on draft night. I'm looking a lot at like Caden McDonald. I think we really need like a. We had T.R. Tart coming back and he's on an extension and he's more of like the pass rushing guy. We need a guy who can stuff the run, and I think he still has like a lot of potential there. I considered something like T.J. Parker would be nice. We need edge help for sure, and this is the kind of guy that you can have on the field a lot. He won't need to be a true one quite yet. I've heard a lot of people talk about Keldrick Falk. I think that's a lot of projection, but he's super young. I think he's going to start the season like 21 or 20. But I don't know. I
like that
think
pick.
I'm going to
Clean
roll.
pick
Oh yeah, I
there.
could also see Denzel Boston, but I also think that we want to roll with the weapons that we got and see if they work in the McDaniel system well. I'm going to go with Caden McDonald. I think getting this consistent run stopper on the defense is going to be important because we've just been trying to like stopgap that for the past couple of years, and I don't know how long that's going to last. So I like McDonald. Think there's a high potential there.
Like that.
Nice. Yeah. I see a lot of Bears fans wanting McDonald. So, yeah, no, I think there's going to be a lot of Ohio State love in this first round here. So that's definitely a great pick.
That scares me too
Um,
because he's surrounded by all that Ohio State
yeah,
talent, but I think it's worth it. I think he's a big body and he can take on double teams, and I don't think we'll miss with him.
for sure. Here with the Eagles, then now I,
I think there's some good options here for the Eagles.
yeah, there's some really good options here, actually.
I feel like they might want like a tackle, a successor, so like Miller or Proctor. Proctor I've seen here a lot. They could use like edge help with TJ Parker. I think they're
Yeah.
going to want more receivers. There's lots of stuff.
Yeah. I actually think here I'm going Omar Cooper Jr. I know he's older, right?
I think he was a senior.
I believe. But regardless, I think the Brown thing is coming to a head. I think it
He's
is.
22.
Okay. I don't know why, but yeah, I know the AJ Brown thing's coming to a head. It really feels like it is this time, but
I
I
think
was
it needs
wrong
to
before,
happen
I
too.
guess. Yeah. Really, at this point, it actually just is a good idea. Just for no other reason than what's obviously right there. So I'm not shocked that Omar Cooper's on the board still or anything like that. It's just I think they're possibly waiting to see if a couple of those guys fall. This is kind of where I think they would go if this is what's available, just because they need a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have them above Boston as well, but I could see them going for like Boston too, since replace a big body downfield guy with another one. But I think Cooper's better, so I could see that happening for sure. Anything on that, Sean?
No, I like that pick a whole lot. But just with all of the talks with their wide receiver room and what they're potentially wanting to do for the future, I think that that's a good pick to shore it up.
Even if they keep
I
him, they
like it.
still could use another receiver. Like, who do they got after
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, and I do like the Denzel Boston pick, and I liked even the shout out that Sean had with Steelers, but I really think Eagles are gonna look at it. he- He's gonna get that big game boost.
Mhm.
They've seen this guy in huge games, and that really does just boost your draft stock so much. So I think they're just gonna go with a sure pick there.
For sure. All right, Sean gets the second Browns pick as well. I think that's pretty. You get to control their whole off season. You took Carnell Tate first, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, being that I went wide receiver with the first pick, basically my determination coming into this draft was I was hoping that I could pick with one of these two picks and a wide receiver with the other of the two. So we got our wide receiver early. So I'm looking tackle here, and I'm basically debating in my head between Caden Proctor and Blake Miller. Those are really the two that I got my eye on. Doing some reading behind these two, I think that I'm really leaning towards Caden Proctor in this case, just being he's a big mover, left tackle as well. So I like that aspect of things. I think that shoring up the line is a really important thing. Just overall, we've kind of hammered that home throughout this draft. But I think for the Browns especially, they need some more depth within that offensive line. Um, they've got like Steelers third round pick from like years ago, Kendrick Green, as like a primary fill in on that line. And that's just not a great setup to have.
I agree.
So I like going tackle here, and I'm going to go with Caden Proctor.
All right, I like that too. I definitely do.
I
All right,
like
the
that
mighty
pick.
bear. Oh, sorry.
No, I was actually moving into that. I like that pick mainly because it was possibly what I was picking here with my team. I don't know if you guys have seen updates on Ozzy Trapillo.
I've heard they're not good.
It's it's scary. Like they to this day don't even know the extent of the injury. They can't even really speak to it at all. They don't know how long he's going to be out. In fact, I don't. I think they even said something about career ending, and they like couldn't rule that out.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
that.
completely just terrible.
It was a patellar tendon, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Crazy.
and it's like I was seeing reports like that people were saying the more I seem to ask about it, the less I seem to know. And
Sure.
that fucking sucks. That's just,
Yeah.
like, not what you
Yeah.
wanna hear.
Yeah, it's really
So,
bad news.
yeah, it's pretty bad, but that's why, like, the Caden Proctor pick would've been nice here. I'm not 100,000,000% sold on Caden Proctor.
Yeah.
I don't Alabama just doesn't do it like they used to, I'm sorry. And I'm not doing that I'm not solely
No, you're
basing it on that, but, those used to just be sure picks, and it almost feels like Ohio State's kinda taken that.
I've noticed too, like they really like pump their tackles up to be like super big and massive, like too big.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, but I do think edge is still such a need for this team. We got Braxton Jones back, so that at least feels like it's some sort of stopgap situation there. Now, the sucky thing is best case scenario, he has a great season, but then that also means in that best case scenario, he's on a 1-year deal.
It's a good
So
problem to have.
he's absolutely gone if that happens. So, yeah, I mean, I like filling in with Braxton Jones there, but I think that you go into the offseason, and I understand that you hit the speed bump a little bit with the Ozzy Trapillo situation, but I still think they have that same vision. It seems like anytime they're asked about what their outlook is on this offseason, it just hasn't wavered at all. And even with this rock kind of thrown at them a little bit, and it just hasn't wavered. They're looking for versatile, speedy guys on the defense and just making sure that they solidify everything. And while I don't know if we fully connect on versatile and speedy, I am picking Keldrick Falk here. I've seen a
Okay.
lot of people I've seen a lot of people taking Zion Young here. I'm iffy on that. I don't think there
I'd probably
really is a
rather
sure what?
I'd
Yeah,
probably
you'd
rather
rather
have both too.
Yeah, I think it's more of a sure pick, maybe not as much of a scheme fit as, you know, what they've been kind of describing this whole offseason, but I just think it's kind of a desperate need at this point.
Mhm.
Odangbo is not gonna be ready to start the season, I don't believe. And then even if he is, he's more of like Sean shouted out about Chase Young a little bit. I'm gonna say the same thing about Odangbo. He's a guy that just needs to be in a rotation. Unfortunately, we overpaid him a little bit, whatever. But yeah, I'm taking Keldrick Falk here to fill out that fill out.
I'm curious, Aaron, were you considering it an interior defensive lineman at all? Or is it just pretty
Yeah,
heavy into the edge?
there's a lot really, because Tooney's getting older. I know Jonah Jackson had a kind of uncharacteristically healthy season last year. We were very lucky for that. So, did you say interior defensive lineman?
Defensive.
My
Defensive
bad.
line.
My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, you're all good.
And then I fully flipped that in my head. Yeah, my bad. I absolutely. Who was taken earlier? McDonald was already taken. That's
Yeah,
one that I am looking at with the Bears a little bit.
Peter Woods.
And yeah, Peter Woods. I did mention a little bit as well. Peter Woods is absolutely the scheme fit. I do think if Peter Woods is here at 25, they might take him because he is absolutely a Dennis Allen defensive tackle. You 100%. I am on the lookout here, but just because of where it fell with the other picks, the best player available in terms of edge or interior is gonna be Keldrick Falk, in my opinion.
Like
Yeah,
it.
I like Keldrick Fall. He's like he's kind of a weird fit where like his past like he's one of those like big projecty guys, but he's young enough to be a project. He's really good against the
Yeah.
run, so like even if you get that alone, like that's a big help. And if you're going interior, you maybe think like Kristen Miller. I feel like a lot of people kind of have high on their boards and think pretty highly of. You could do like the high floor or the high ceiling play and do Caleb Banks, but that's risky because of injuries and just generally the value gets a little weird here with defensive
Well,
tackle, especially
and
when you can't miss.
especially because Dennis Allen's kind of playing in a weird system right now because he likes speedy defensive tackles, and that's why he kind of likes his edges to kind of get involved in the
Run
stopping
game.
the run game a little bit. So that's why it's kind of weird right now. Is we've got Javon Dexter's not fast. That's a big dude, and Grady Jarrett old, not quick. So that's why it's kind of weird right now, where the edges are kind of playing outside of what he wants them to because of what the interior defensive line's doing. It's all kind of messed up right now, but they're trying to transform that, and that's why I think like the Kobe Bryant pick signing, kind of speaks to that as well. Scheme. Like it.
Alrighty, we're on to the Buffalo pick at 26. I'm thinking a lot for this. They really could use a lot on defense. They've lost some safeties. I really like McNeil Warren. I think at the back end of the first round, that's some decent value. He's going to be more of your box safety, and they need some tacklers now. I've thought about reaching all the way and giving us our third linebacker, Jacob Rodriguez. I think he's awesome. I've heard him compared to even Matt Milano. I could totally see them wanting a player like this. I thought about Emmanuel Pregnon, who's like an older prospect, but they're always trying to win now. And I've heard like no complaints about his real game outside of just the fact that he's old. Some like Boston and Concepcion, I've seen a little bit of. You could even maybe think like TJ Parker at edge. I could see them doing something like that too.
There's a lot of picks that I honestly like here for them.
Yeah, they could do quite a bit. What do y'all think? I think I have an idea of what I want. What I might be able to be swayed though.
Yeah, I mean, Avion Terrell might as well not even be up.
I might have been a little too hard on the guy. I've been hearing more about him, and I am concerned about size, but I don't know. I know he'd also banged himself up at the pro day or whatever, so
Yeah,
that's tough. I do like Colton Hood though.
I mean, what do you even think of like Denzel Boston?
I thought about that too. I feel like you're investing a lot in receiver,
Yeah,
and I don't know about that. I know that they need him, but
yeah. I've
they don't
seen
even have a
people
second rounder, and like it gets tough.
for sure. I see people. It's like, oh, well, it's kind of like the Rams thing, where it's like, oh, the Rams had a obvious issue and they just threw everything at it. Bills need, with
Yeah,
receiver, but receiver is a little bit different, and especially because of how much different your payroll now looks with DJ Moore.
sure.
So
Yeah, and I feel like they're creating a lot of holes losing McDermott. Maybe they patch it together with scheme. Sean, any ideas?
Yeah, so I was kind of thinking edge here is kind of where I was leaning. Like I like the TJ Parker look a whole lot. I think that they just could use a lot more of that pass rush.
True. They went
They
and
really
got
haven't been bringing it.
yeah, they went and got who was that? A Bradley Chubb. And he's something, but they do need more than that. So I
I
was bouncing
forgot they
between
got
TJ
him.
Parker and Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
I
I'm
thought
gonna
about
go. I'm gonna
Emmanuel
Yeah,
go.
Warren.
What's up?
I was thinking about him with the Bears pick as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good fit for them too. I'm gonna go with TJ Parker. They need it.
I like it.
I like it.
Was really thinking also with Pregnon, but
Yeah,
who's got Niners? Is that
I
Aaron?
would like to bring it too.
Uh,
That would be
that
me.
is Sean.
Oh yeah, and then back to me with the
And
Texans.
honestly, looking at this pick, the way that this has fallen, I'm very happy to take Blake Miller here. He's a little bit more of the undersized sort of tackle, but that means that he's good with movement. So let's run some wide receiver and running back type screens. Let's get him looping out in rotations. Let's go ahead and have him quick feet. Read that he's got some meticulous hand placement. So I think that he'd be a solid pick. They love their offensive linemen and getting them to be big bad dudes for that team. So let's keep that offensive line steady.
Plus Williams ain't getting any younger. Like they need something there. So any thoughts, Aaron?
I like that. I like that for sure. And then I think the Texans start to freak out a little bit. I know that it improved as the year went on. I get it, but I'm taking Caleb Lomu.
Caleb Lomu. I like that. I like that. Where's he at? Right.
Mm-hmm.
I think they.
Oh
I
wait.
think they.
Oh wait. I have the Texans pick.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. No, you're
I
good.
thought I had. I thought I had Texans.
Let me double check.
I'm not taking Caleb Loman.
He's like, you better fucking not. Hold on.
I have the Chiefs pick.
Yeah, that's where the
I f-
mix up came because you.
yeah,
But yeah, so I was gonna speak on this Niners thing. I would really like to see where's he at? Casey Concepcion in a Niners offense, considering they like lost a bunch of guys. That's something I would be eyeing here. I'm also kind of thinking of it for the Texans because I think they could use some inside help like that. And there's a lot of I've been looking at a lot of like corner profiles, and this guy kind of cooks some good corners like shockingly often. And I don't think he's like a super well-rounded prospect, but I think he's got that explosiveness with him. You could try to get another edge. They like to use a rotation. I could go Cassius Howell. I considered making them the Caleb Banks team because I think their defense is deadly enough that they can risk an injury like that.
To be honest with I like like you mentioned the Niners for like Concepcion. I was thinking wide receiver there too, but they just have, I think they have like they have extra third and fourth round picks, I think.
Yep.
And in my head, I'm thinking for them, go ahead and snag a solid first to early second round tackle there, and then potentially later in this draft, pick up some wide receivers that seem to definitely be falling a bit.
There's a lot of receivers too, so
Mm.
I don't want to go with Boston because they already have like a downfield guy like that. I think I will go with a Concepcion. I think I like that fit alongside Nico Collins. They need something to separate out there.
I
It's so
thought
crazy
I've
too,
had
because
the
thinking
Texans
about the
pick.
bet.
Think about what?
I was just gonna say it's funny that the Texans like 2 years ago it was like they have the greatest wide receiver room on the planet,
Dude,
and then
seriously.
injuries strike and it just all fell apart.
The Diggs stuff, the Tank Dell, like I don't, dude, who knows if he's going to come back ready to roll, but that'd be really cool. Aaron, what are you thinking with the Chiefs here?
I don't know because I've been doing my mocks as the
With the
Texans for a
Texans?
week. And I'm like, dude, show up. Pulled up, and I literally pulled up the draft order
Like,
that
no way.
I've been working off. I don't know.
Sorry.
I think it's just because I
So
had
funny.
Bears, and then I just didn't pick for so long. I thought I don't know. I thought I
Right.
must have just read it wrong.
Well, we're
But
getting towards the end
whatever.
of things. I'm curious, Aaron, what would you have done for the Texas pick?
Yeah,
Just out of curiosity.
Mentioning Lomu.
yeah, I
Oh
definitely.
yeah, I
would've-
guess you did
I
say
would've-
you would have
yeah,
snagged Tech.
I would have gone Lomu, and mainly just because their offensive line did get better, as the year progressed. But I still think they need help, and I've heard a lot of upside on Caleb Lomu. So well,
No, I think he's great too. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't even go. I mean, Chiefs need a tackle too. I think he's
yeah,
the best
honestly,
tackle, but
I might take him.
he's also younger. I think he's like 21, so it's a pretty good
I
age.
think I'm taking him with that pick. Why not?
I'm taking Lomu one way or another, he says.
Yeah, I mean,
I love it. So
It's good for them, man. I mean, they finally got rid of the terrorist at right tackle. Honestly, I think he tanked a lot of games for them getting those penalties and stuff. Like,
yeah,
is this Sean Miami?
Sean.
It is indeed. And with where we're at, remind me, we got a wide receiver earlier. Yeah.
Makai Lemon.
Yeah.
This is a funny pick because I could absolutely see them going 2 wide receivers in the first round just to be hilarious.
How crazy would that be?
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
But that would be kind of insane. It feels wrong to do that. And I'm looking at Avion Taylor there at cornerback, and I'd be more than happy to pick him up here at this point. So with their pick, let's go ahead and we can potentially pick a wide receiver later. Let's go ahead and snag Avion Terrell there.
Dude, if them getting Denzel Boston and Makai Lemon would be like,
yes.
on paper would be a filthy room. They're really giving him a shot there. But we're gonna go Avion Terrell.
The funniest
Secondary help too.
The funniest signing was when Jalen Tolbert signed with the Dolphins. And again, I'm a huge hey, I don't want to sound disrespectful here, but you
Hey,
just signed a wide receiver 4 to be your wide receiver 1 to 2. It's just tough for that Dolphins wide receiver room.
For sure.
Terrell's probably going to play a lot of nickel, right?
I don't know, man. I really don't know what he's going to be playing, but he's been getting a lot of high praise. So I'm laying off my hate for Terrell, but I don't know.
Yeah,
If Pons goes round 1, I'm gonna freak out. He won't though. But he's like, I hate that Indiana.
Yeah. Some people really like him.
I mean, I think most people really like him in the second round. All right. Patriots on the clock. They got to replace old small arms. No, I'm just kidding. I was thinking about going tackle with the possibility of kicking him into guard. I think it probably makes more sense to look for like a Pregnon at guard instead. You could probably upgrade that. They still need some receiver help. I could see them wanting to get a downfield guy like Boston. It'd work a lot better with the Drake May taking shots. Cassius Howell at edge. They need some of that too. But I think he's a little bit risky at this spot. They signed Kevin Byard. I mean, obviously that's not a permanent solution. I feel like they could maybe sneak with a McNeil Warren. Maybe they get a similar type of player on a multiple year contract.
This is honestly one of those spots too where they could really go a variety of different places, and I don't think that there's a bad answer here for them based
True.
on the board that we're looking at here.
Sucks that it wasn't like a Concepcion fall to pair with Romeo Dobbs. Like this kind of makes it like repetitive a little bit, but
I've always seen Dobbs as kind of like a gadget guy of sorts, though. So getting a big sideline guy like Boston
True.
wouldn't be terrible.
Man, I'm pretty torn here, no lie.
The internal
Yeah, I get
debate.
it.
They lost an edge. I'm gonna take Cassius Howell. I really like him. I've heard David Bailey get comped to Nick Benito. I've heard this guy can be like a discount Nick Benito as well in the late end. His issue is he also has small arms and he's like lighter and faster, but I think he's got enough to be a true speed rusher. Plus, they have a lot of interior beef. I think they can deal with a smaller edge. Which brings us to the last pick. Aaron, for the Seahawks, you taking Jadarian Price or what?
Man, I actually really don't know.
And last pick, we can all work on this one together. What sucks is I think McNeil Warren's the like best talent available, but they just don't need that.
Well,
100% agree.
he plays like Eamon Worry. He doesn't play like Kobe
Right.
Bryant. You know, it can't be a Kobe Bryant replacement because then you're just gonna have two guys. I mean, it'd be kind of funny if they swapped names and you had Nick McNeil Warren and Emmanuel Eamon Worry. That'd be
They
sick.
shared
But
so many letters, dude. It's
yeah,
literally
it'd be
crazy.
so
Like,
awesome. But like, just doesn't work. He's kind of diet Eamon Worry. So
plus, they have Devon.
yeah, you could make it work. But it just I don't know. I think it's kind of unnecessary.
I've been doing a lot of
You
like
know what?
Golden Hood here. Boston wouldn't be
I'm
bad.
taking Denzel Boston just because you really only got to have JSN be this like obvious force for like one season before. Now he's a major hit on your cap every year that he's on this team now. It's that's done and over with. And he didn't have a whole lot of help last year. Cooper Kupp had some nice like, chain moving plays, things like that. And Rashid Shaheed, they just re-signed him. I kind of think they did that because they know that they need somebody. And I mean, he was already there, he was already fitting in, and it's fine. But yeah, I think they just need another one, especially when I'm thinking about last year. I'm talking about how I thought it was stupid of the Bucks to take Igbokwe, and then that ended up making them relevant in the beginning part of this season, the fact that they made that pick. So I just, you're at 32. It's basically a second round pick. I hate when people say that, but
Yeah, I mean it is though. It's like a second round pick from like 24 on. Let's be real.
basically. But I think Denzel Boston makes sense here, and I think, Mike McDonald kind of proved last year that I think he's proved himself to be one of those coaches that if they shed a little bit of talent, he's going to be able to fill that in with a little bit of his knowledge. And they know that they just need to fill out that offensive side just because, I mean, they lost their play caller. They're going to need more weapons. So, yeah, that's my justification, baby.
Yeah. No, I like it. I mean, keep a strength to strength. And you're right.
Yeah.
They had to assign him for a reason. Like, even if he's not like the full receiver, like they need bodies there. And
yeah,
they also, I mean, this Jake Bobo erasure, I won't stand for it, but
It's actually so funny that you said that because I was just waiting to shout out Jake Bobo.
oh no.
It's so funny.
From him.
Bobo.
Yeah, I could have seen them going with like secondary or edge play here or something like that. But like, you're right. I think that the defense is probably going to be mostly figured out, and he'll be fine. They'll work with
And
what they got.
I think people are talking about the fact that they are shedding talent. And yeah, it's not to be unsaid,
Sure,
but
you win a Super Bowl on like one of the best defensive play callers in the game. Like you tend to give him a little bit of leeway.
he looked so solid. Just
Oh yeah,
he just I don't know, man. He just knew. It's crazy.
I got this full mock pulled up. Any favorite picks? Anything notable you want to talk about? I
If the
downloaded
Ravens
the
get
before.
Jeremiah Love,
Dude, honestly, I think he really can fall. Like the reason I was planning
He
this is
absolutely
it started with me deciding to not take him at 4, and then it's like, you're not going to take him on the Giants. That's stupid. The Browns, that's stupid. You could with Washington, but they have so many holes that like if you get somebody like Ruben Bain, who I think can literally be like an elite edge prospect, like you're going to take him first, obviously. Saints have Achan. Chiefs just signed Kenneth Walker. This is reckless and irresponsible. They have Achan, and it's just like, where is he going to go? And
you
yeah,
said Saints have HA.
they both have HN.
That's right.
That's so funny.
You're not getting me, buddy. We came with
Fuck
facts today.
you, dude. That's not fair. That's not fair. I'm like, oh wow, Damon's made us look like an idiot. And then I'm like,
Bro,
oh wait,
horrible podcast.
jeez.
That's so funny.
No, man, we're not doing that.
What? Calling him H? It's his name, bro. We gotta do that.
Travis Achan.
That's so funny.
Incredible. Surprising amount
I think
of
that
Clemson
looking at
guys,
this,
by the way.
I was literally gonna say, like, I can't wait until we're watching live and they're just like, oh, another Clemson guy off of the board in the second half of the first round.
To no one's surprise, 4th Clemson player to be drafted in the first round. This Ohio State run is going to be elite as fuck.
Have we ever seen 3 first-rounders in a row from the same team?
I don't know, man. Not this tight, definitely. And honestly, if they don't want to go Maui Noah and they want to wait till the second round, we literally could get like 4 straight Ohio State guys, 2 through 5. And I don't know, though. I wonder if Carnell Tate's actually going to go as high as he is. I've been seeing people compare him to saying like less than Tet last year. And I wonder if this draft class is going to look more like the year with JSN and Zay Flowers, where they all like kind of drop to the 20s because they have like some sort of weakness here and there, and they're all super stylistic. But I don't know.
Well, I'm glad that you say that too, because when I was going for that pick, that's where in my head I was pretty already set. Browns pick a playmaker here, but I think that it would be really interesting to see how this all would have turned out if they had gone tackle first, because I think that throws off so many more teams and where they end up going different players. I don't think the Steelers get CJ Allen if the Browns don't go Carnell Tate at 6.
True, and like even Carnell Tate could even like go right after to the Commanders. Like they desperately need receivers, but they also could have gone with Lemon or anything like that. But I think Bain's the bigger value there. I'm gonna stop sharing.
I like the way this looks, though.
Me too. I think we did a good job making it fun and interesting and not doing all chalk, and made some good points for all our guys, man.
I like it.
And we've only done this for an hour 25. We got other stuff.
I knew it was going to go kind of quick.
Let's go.
I knew.
You want to talk ball? I saw that win the Heat got last night, man.
You know what's funny is the main thing in my mind after that win was Bam talking to, gosh, please somebody.
Like a commentator?
Oh,
No,
like
player.
Talking
to Cat?
Talking to
Tyler Hero?
Gosh.
Oh my
Joel
God,
Embiid.
guys.
No, he was talking to Joel Embiid after their game when they just played the 76ers. And after that game, it was like towards the end of the game, a few seconds left, Joel Embiid goes and just fouls Bam real hard. Fouled him pretty up top, towards neck area as he was crossing midcourt. So Bam was, doing the jersey talk with Kyle Lowry after the game. So him and Kyle Lowry are talking to each other. Joel Embiid comes up and like they're all joking around about it. And you can see Joel Embiid like do the fake push off again, like, hey, I was just pushing your chest. Bam's like talking about that was neck. But the funniest part was then Joel Embiid brought it back to free throws. He's like, I've only had 4 tonight. And Bam said, because I haven't been fouling you. And then it showed clips of Bam literally started like throwing his head back like Joel Embiid does, calling him out for flopping. And it's
Oh,
actually
boy.
hilarious. Now that we're talking about this, I just pulled up Heat games just to like kind of fill in some of the previous timeline too. They're currently losing to the Celtics 84-58. I really don't want to see this team play in the playoffs. Like they keep in mind the third quarter just started. The first quarter was 53 points Celtics, 33 points
Jeez.
Heat, so 20-point lead in the first quarter. I really don't want to see this team have to play playoff games.
Yeah, they're entering
scared.
another play-in, it looks like, and we'll be talking about them next week when we do our play-in preview.
Well, and it's funny because somebody was talking to Bam about the play-in, and Bam was just like, "Gosh, I don't want to play in the play-in." It's like somebody's got to tell the guy he's playing in the play-in. Like
Sorry,
that's
bro.
gonna be what it
Yeah.
is.
Do you even know Heat basketball?
The Bulls are currently down by 11 to the 17-58 Pacers.
You made a joke in our group chat about like the Bulls are gonna fuck around and accidentally beat the Thunder. They were up by like 11 at one point, weren't they?
Yeah,
That's fucking
something like
crazy.
that. I don't.
No.
I've been all Cubs mode
Cubbies.
because the Bulls suck. Finally,
Sorry, it's back on basketball. I see that we play the Thunder play the Lakers tomorrow, and that's a MVP v MVP type game. I'm excited for that, man. But how the Cubs doing though?
not great, but they did just beat the Angels today. First series win of
Hard
the
to do.
year. No, not. They lost to them yesterday. So they won the series 2-1. They lost the first series. But yeah, we'll see, man. I really want this team to take off. And whenever it's so funny that I don't know if you guys have seen the joke where it's like NFL fans team loses one of their 17 games. Oh man, we'll get them next week. And then it was like hockey and basketball fans lose one of their 82 games. Oh man, we'll get them next game. And then it's like baseball fan after their team loses 1 out of 162 games. Fire everyone. This team sucks. It's like, yeah, it's so fucking
I
true.
saw a post where it was like nothing like crashing out over your team's 4th loss of a 162 game season. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's how baseball fans are. And I have a theory for why that is. There's no sport that you truly feel like you're getting your ass kicked more than in baseball when the offense can't get a fucking hit. You never
Plus,
feel.
like, you play like 5 games a week. If you lose like 4 of them, you're like, bro, we're losing every day. We're 9-5ing L's, bro. This is.
Yeah, no, it's why baseball feels that way. But
Speaking of 9-5, I heard a podcaster doing a mock draft. He was a Vikings fan, and he said for the quarterback room, we went from 9-5 to 5'9", or it was a 9'5" to 5'9". I thought that was awesome.
Hey, shout out. That's good height right there.
I mean, the only way to be, really.
5'10", baby.
That's too tall, honestly. Do you hit the ceiling or do you hit like doorways when you walk through them, or?
It's so funny because that's what my license says, but I think you are both taller. You probably are. I wouldn't doubt it.
Man.
I mean, I am the one that doesn't
think-
have hair. Maybe that's what plays into it. But
I think the doctor was trying to sabotage me, and they rounded down for my height.
they give you a sticker that says "Short King."
Yeah. They then made sure to give me something out of the toy chest after my appointment.
Lollipop every
Oh.
time. They swear I'm still a
Dude,
child.
always lollipop. Duh. Hey, son.
You guys excited for this Saturday? Watch some college basketball? I think we're really watching the championship when we watch Michigan, Arizona, but that's just my
I heard
casual
about
opinion.
that. Is that on tonight? Is that?
No, it'll be Saturday.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think like at 6 p.m. is when the UConn Illinois game starts, and then I think the
Oh,
Michigan
that game
Arizona
is-
game just starts after that.
I thought you were saying
think
the
that's gonna be
literal
really good.
championship was Saturday, not the figure.
No, the March Madness championship is always in April. Wait, it is
Oh.
April. I'm stupid.
Dumbass.
Great point.
So
That's
true,
so
Aaron.
true.
I'm
So
dumb.
true.
Yeah.
Well, it's mid-April.
See? Yeah.
That's actually really funny. All of my picks were fake. None of those are actually what I would have done.
Yeah. April Fools. Here's
Yeah,
my
April
real
Fools,
bracket
guys.
written on pencil.
CJ Allen, I'm so going Ty Simpson to the Steelers. Let's go. That actually should have been my April Fool's joke, is I should have said easily Ty Simpson. I can't believe he fell this far to us. This is the #1 quarterback in the draft, according to quarterback knowers
All he had was
everywhere.
football stuff in his backpack, and
Second overall to the New York Jets.
imagine. My God, get out of here. So,
That's
I've been seeing people a little like less on Ty Simpson, and then I want to know if maybe somebody trades into the first round to get like Drew Aller. I think that would be really funny because like a traits guy, like a height, weight, you know, the prototypical quarterback look. But
You really think?
I mean,
so
I don't
wild.
know. Like, think he can work. I think he probably is more likely to be like a later dart throw, the third, fourth round pick, Dak Prescott type thing. But I think somebody's gonna try and try to start that guy this year, maybe.
I thought you said trade up into the first.
I
for
did.
him.
But like, I was just because it happens. Like people that like generally aren't
Yeah.
liked, like they get traded up for because there's a traits and they don't want to lose out on that. And
You
those
know,
traits guys are like the best quarterbacks in the league. Like if you name the top 10, they're guys who are like had that mold. And besides like Joe Burrow,
I say that shit, but nobody had Penix going to the Falcons. Kenny Pickett was a shock as a first round pick. So
It was
yeah,
like-
no, that's not all that crazy.
Penix happened, and we're like, oh my God, that's nuts. And then Bo Nix got taken in the first two, and like that was insane. And it like worked, and they were right to take him there. So it's like,
Well, it
who knows?
was, I feel like it was such a shock because of the. Yeah, what's up, Charlie? She's coming to say hello, joining in the pod. We got a fourth member today.
She wants to take the 33rd pick of the mock draft.
Yeah, she's going to be announcing guest announcer coming up to the stage. But honestly, I think that 2025 is kind of a sign potentially of things to come when it comes to quarterbacks that are not valued super high, where maybe teams are just actually down to wait. And when one team, maybe all teams kind of follow suit, because I think that Bo Nix was picked because Penix was picked where he was. I don't think
That's
that
probably
pick would have
true.
happened.
I bet the Broncos would have loved to wait
potentially.
until round 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that honestly, it's just based on what other teams do. So if somebody randomly picks Ty Simpson early, I think Drew Aller, I think Nissa Meyer go way earlier too. But if Ty Simpson ends up falling, I think we might see even later round picks where we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that he fell that far.
Yeah. That
It's
does
like a
happen.
faucet, dude. It's like a faucet. As soon as somebody picks one, they all kind of. I think the same thing happened with the Pickett draft because they waited for Malik. Or,
Ritter, I think.
But the guy that just went from the Packers to the Dolphins. Why can't Malik
Willis.
Malik Willis.
Yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't think of his last name.
Yeah, people were so sure that he'd be like the second guy gone, and then Ritter went.
Well, and then Ritter went, and then didn't he go like literally the next pick or something like that? Like, didn't that happen again? I think that happened in that draft as well. I could be totally wrong on that, but yeah, no, I think it is. Yeah,
even the Shuck pick last year was super shocking, but
it worked out.
Well,
so
that was like earlier before the other folks that people thought were going to get picked with Shedeur, Gabriel.
That was pretty funny when that happened, honestly.
That was pretty funny.
Dude,
honestly, it was take quarterbacks like that.
Wow. Dude, him losing his job to Watson this year would probably be the funniest shit of all time.
Oh, it was Jalen Milroe. That's who I was forgetting about when the Seahawks picked Jalen Milroe before Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders went.
Man, I almost had a hot take that he was going to start games for the Seahawks. I'm so glad I didn't say that.
We talked about it off air.
We literally
Sam
did.
Darnold, yeah.
Like I was
the downfall of Sam Darnold.
I was like, fantasy sleeper.
Yeah. Been
That's
said by
amazing.
we said by like week 8 or something like that off the pod that
Something like
maybe
that. Yeah.
something like that. And then yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah. God. Wow.
And then he
Not
had
to
that game with against the Bucks, man. And then I was like, fuck, this guy's not getting benched.
No. Traded to the Ravens or something. I don't know. We got anything else we want to talk about?
I think that might be about it. Yeah.
This doesn't need to be a part of the pod at all, but I think just I'd be doing a disservice if I wasn't talking about these Browns 2 quarterback draft picks from 2025 if I didn't remind all of us of what that quarterback room looked like with Joe Flacco,
Oh
Kenny
yeah.
Pickett, Deshaun Watson still on the roster, and then those 2 rookies. I mean, I've never seen a quarterback depth chart that made me audibly laugh in the way that that depth chart made me laugh. I mean, just seeing all of those names stacked on top of one another, and to then be like, and Joe Flacco is your starting quarterback for this team, just incredible.
Oh my
Like
But and they started
that's
training
gonna
camp
remain
with
in my
that.
mind. Yeah,
The
just amazing to see.
the
You
one
said
on the
you-
rebuild Browns way back in like 2017 or something when it was like Cody Kessler and then oh, who was that? Terrell Pryor or something was like getting snaps. Like that was a pretty funny quarterback depth chart.
Yeah,
was.
you said Jacoby Brissett within that too, right?
That was
Wasn't he?
2024.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
That's
that was
Maybe
right.
20.
before.
I
Yeah, it
thought
might have
there
been
was a
actually earlier.
5th one. I could have sworn there was a 5th one for
It
some
was like
reason.
Pickett, Flacco, Shador, Dylan Gabriel, Deshaun Watson. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, okay, got it.
Maybe
Because I was
And
looking at the graphic and it didn't have Deshaun Watson on it. That's what. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of
yeah,
for the 5th.
got you.
and to speak to
Oh,
what
they
you
had
were
Tyler
saying,
Huntley too.
Damon,
That's okay. Thank
Tyler
you. They
yeah,
had
there
Tyler
it
Huntley
is.
as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a legendary list of quarterback. Truly,
yeah.
truly,
Well, I
truly.
think because they picked him up a little bit later, like that might have been right after training camp.
Yeah, they
I have no
already
idea
had
when they
all those
picked him up.
guys, and then they went and got him, and
Like
then
we
everybody
might
was like,
need
"What
some more
the fuck?
competition, boys.
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
And going back to that 2017 year, Damon, I pulled that up, and it just Deshaun Kaiser. What a
Dude,
name
some people
to
like
come back
I think a
around to.
fair amount of people had him as like QB1 going into that draft. That was
Massive.
hilarious.
100%.
Like a super limited and bad quarterback, and then the team wasn't even good. It's like, what do we see? What do we see at a Kaiser?
I remember when they got Tyler Huntley last year, and I remember the top comment I saw in Schefter's post. It's like, "What is this motherfucker gonna run routes or something?"
It's really funny.
Like,
Yeah, they're gonna draft
yes.
Taylor Green next.
He was signed for the Justin Fields Chiefs gadget position.
Oh my
That's
God.
certainly going to be a thing.
Holy shit.
I mean, it's going to be Taysom Hill.
We need another Taysom Hill in our world. I nominate Felipe Franks. I think he's
take
literally
advantage
like playing gunner for a team now. I'm pretty sure.
I nominate Tyson Bagent.
I think honestly, if we're gonna have a guy like that and we're all nominating people, I think I should nominate a former Steeler, Kenneth Walker. Let him be the gadget all around, do everything sort of guy. Or not Kenneth Walker, sorry,
Okay.
Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like who? What are you talking about? Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell, all around. Hey, he's convinced me. He's made me a believer. He can just do anything on the football field.
I think he's earned that,
I'm
man.
so glad he's not on the team. I hated seeing him get so many
Dude.
steps.
How much did he sign for? How's that value into that comp pick formula, my dude? Y'all got like 4 comp picks this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
I fucking hate you, by the way. Like that was like our entire offseason plan last year, and we got none, and now we have 5 picks this year.
Comp picks are broken.
What's up?
Yeah, we got
Comp
a
picks are broken.
3rd round pick. Yeah, so I don't think we got a comp pick for him because of the signing and because we had the previous other comp picks.
Oh, it would be next year anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Because we did get a comp pick for Dante Action Jackson, 6th round pick, baby. You guys made him a dog by just putting him in a position to
He was like
a little bit better than we
think
did.
you guys made him a dog, and then we just like played a dog.
Signed him when he looked fast.
We're like, oh,
he's just fast.
They did some good work
like,
with you, man. Like he's like, yeah, they believed in me. He was okay this year.
Speaking of comp picks,
The Bears are still trying to get that one,
Hey,
aren't they?
Ryan Poles, if you're listening to this, brother,
Please chill.
just stop. It's over, man. It sucks. It sucks. Just focus on the draft picks we do
Like,
have.
they're
Thank
not even
you.
gonna do it now anyway, like, they're set. Like,
No,
you can
it's
trade
like
the assets at this point. Like, to give them a pick, they have to get rid of another pick. Like, it's
yeah,
just not gonna
and
happen.
also yeah, it would have to be it would be bigger news than the Max Crosby trade being undone.
No, but
Well,
I
you're
appreciate
changing the
your,
structure of the draft. I
yeah,
mean,
you're right, you're right.
more in the sense that you're actually structurally changing something is
Yep.
more maybe not big, not more headline news, I guess, but more action. I don't know. I guess the Raiders did make quite a few moves based on that trade being completed.
I think they're fine,
Yeah, they're totally
honestly.
fine. All right.
I forgot to mention earlier too, that Cleveland Farrell draft, they got Max Crosby in that one, so
Well,
I actually waited until an hour 45 to mention that. Nobody else heard
you're
it.
such a fucking.
It's so funny. Well, and the funniest thing about that draft was Clelin Ferrell was such a reach that it
Dude,
really was
and
the
did nothing.
title.
Like,
Yeah.
they were
Did
like,
not.
"Actually, it's fine because we wanted a guy who can play inside." Draft any of the other guys. Like
Yeah.
Jeffrey Simmons was in there.
He must have blown them away in the pre-draft interview or something, where they're just like, "We love this guy."
There
Like,
was an era for those Raiders draft. Like they were drafting decently well, and then were just doing really bad in the first round. It's like the GM wanted to really pick the first one, and then the coach took the rest or something. Is super weird. That Leatherwood was a mega reach too, and
Yeah,
he was awful.
yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah,
That's probably one of the worst ones on that list. It's a
those
really bad
two are
one.
definitely the worst. And then
Yeah.
Arnett was kind of a reach, but like that was like pushing fifth pick and stuff. You kind of just take shots. Like one of the biggest reaches, Emmanuel Forbes over Christian Gonzalez, dude.
remember
What are
that.
you doing?
I remember
Yeah.
that because it made me feel a little bit of hope that the Steelers might trade up and get Christian Gonzalez that year.
I remember
I was like, "Oh my gosh,
watching
what
that
just
draft.
happened?"
Sorry, what? What's up?
I was just like, "Oh my gosh, what just happened? They just picked Forbes." I was like, "Okay, so if a team is willing to give up their pick, let's do it."
I remember we were watching that draft all together, all the boys, and like Todd was like legitimately mad that the Patriots didn't take JSN. I was like, no, 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 this guy's a dog. Don't worry, no, 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 it's good. They took Gonzo and he's sick, but man, if they would have
Yeah.
taken JSN, dude, holy shit.
Yeah.
So how are you guys feeling then with the picks that you got for your teams? How happy
I don't know.
are you feeling
I
walking away from this mock draft?
You can go first.
I I don't know, man. I think I just don't fully understand what Dennis Allen's ideal scheme really is. So that's why I just have to really be trustworthy that he does like whatever edge that they likely will pick, or defensive lineman, I should say. Really, any of them. The speedy D tackle thing, that's pretty well documented. Edge rusher, not as well documented. We'll see, man.
I've seen a lot of folk to the Bears too. I think
Yeah,
and I've warmed up to the folk to the Chargers too. Like I hated him at first, but I think there's a little bit of something there, even if it's not. Even if he's like a rotational guy, like we can work with that, so
yeah.
same stuff. Chargers with McDonald, I'm cool with that. I think he's like a second round talent, but it doesn't really bother me. I feel like you're kind of overdrafting for a guy who can only stop the run, but I also kind of think that that's more important than people make it out to be. Um, I would be cool if we did that. There's a series. I was thinking about doing a whole video of like 22 players I'd like the Chargers to draft, and you know, then I would actually include like 30 because.
Also,
But that's
like
sorry, go ahead.
there's almost 2 rounds worth of second round talent players
I think so.
in this
Agreed.
draft. So
I think it gets pretty nice in the day two range. Corners, tight ends, safeties, defensive linemen. I think those are all pretty deep into the second round. Receivers, I really like Chris
yeah.
Bell as a receiving option going in the second round.
It's definitely a depth draft. I think.
Mhm.
So
And that's important.
it is for sure.
Massively.
We
You got anything else?
I think I'm good if y'all are.
I think I'm good as well.
Feel
I'm gonna give me
great.
some dinner.
That was our first mock draft. We are going to be probably covering a little bit of NBA the next couple weeks. There's going to be a lull here with some football content, so we'll get into playoffs. We'll be a little bit further in. I'll have some Cubs stuff to talk about too.
Hell yeah. We'll make it all fit. We currently we're looking at a play-in preview next week, a playoff preview the week after that, and then it'll be predictive mock season. And we'll be right around for the draft, and then we'll be making a plan for after that. Probably some baseball since you're locked in on the Cubs. I could probably get into some baseball this year. I'm thinking maybe NBA until that's over, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, we'll
All
play it
right.
by ear.
Y'all have been
I
wonderful.
appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah,
Hey,
of
man.
course,
Always
brother.
welcome.
Yep. Well, peace.
Peace.